Oh, my bad. I forgot to click the intro. Here we go.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coast-to-Coast Combat Hour. I'm your host, Matthew Hawkins, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Ed Carbajal. Ed, how's Jersey? How's the world over there?
We made it through a good storm, but I'm happy to have a returning guest, old friend and training partner of mine, David Kelly, whose entrepreneurial efforts I always find really inspiring. And I was surprised, Dave. Well, first, welcome back, and you opened a jiu-jitsu school.
Yeah. Thanks for having me back, guys. Yeah, open up a jiu-jitsu academy in New York, but I'm teaching in New Jersey. So I teach at a school and I coach wrestling in New Jersey. But like you were saying, did you get hit by a lot of rain?
Yeah, they actually my job sent us home early. Um, and then I lost power. I was actually worried about not being able to do this tonight because I didn't know how long I was going to be with no power and no internet. But luckily for me, it came back. We're supposed to
Yeah.
get more on Friday too. So, but yeah, it was pretty rough. But made it through. So I'm confused about because the last time we talked, were you in New Jersey? No, you were like
No,
in
no, I was in
Virginia.
Virginia. I was in
Yeah.
Virginia. Yes, I was in I was in Virginia for a good 11, 12 years. And I've been dating a girl for a while, and she's up in New York, and my family lives up in New York. So I was like, if this is gonna work, we gotta try it. So I moved up to New York. Yeah, so that's why I'm here. But I got a job teaching in New Jersey. New York's a pain in the neck to get certified to teach. Jersey was pretty good. So yeah,
I remember that wasn't always the case, man. Like so many people I know that tried to be teachers back when you were like still in school for everything. I remember it
yeah.
was rougher, but I'm surprised. That's all news to me.
Yeah. New York has like all these different processes you have to go through, and basically at the end of the day, sorry, they were so I've been teaching for at that point 12 years, and they were going to give me 5 years, towards their system. And I was like, well,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna do that. And Jersey gave me two on top of my 12, so they started me off at step 14. So I sort of took
Oh
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
Nice, that makes sense. So, you mentioned you met a girl. Last time we had you on, it was about making soap.
it was. And
Is that still going good? Was the cleanliness what kind of helped out with that, or
so the
where are we
soap
at? Where
was
are we at with the soap?
the soap was awesome. It was just like, so I was commuting a lot. I was going up to New York a lot. She was coming down, and then it just started like usually on the weekends when I did everything, and sort of just took a back seat. But I still got people always asking like, "Hey, when are you gonna make this soap again? We want to get the soap." But I don't know, maybe eventually. But then this new jujitsu academy opened up, and it's actually been booming. So I don't know if I'm gonna have
yeah.
time for soap now.
So talk about. I mean, how I mean, you told like how your physical movement kind of like shifted, but I mean, you've always been to jujitsu for guys that train and that have always been training. It's always something that's kind of like someplace you need to be. You need to be on the mats. The mats call you if you stay away too long.
Yeah.
How did you decide to like? I was just telling Matt a story about another guy that trained with us, Chris Might, that has a school out here in Jersey, Method Jiu Jitsu. But we actually had to like nudge him to open his own school because he was like lost, like trying to find a place to call home, and we were like, he's a black belt and he's so good. We were like, you need to open your own school. So what was the thing that nudged you to open your own academy?
Yeah. I was thinking when you were going to ask this, I was like, how do I? So there's a gym that I belong to
Hmm.
that closed down, and so
Hmm.
there's three main owners to it, and I was like, oh, the next time I'm going to be on this is going to be about an MMA fight if I talk too much. Um, but they had some disagreements. One guy was stealing money, and like
Yeah.
it got ugly. So they actually just the one guy's going to go down to South Jersey and try to open up a B team affiliate. The other guy was like, I'm done. And then the guy who was stealing everything decided to open up a gym, and no one wanted to go there, because they're just like that. and they closed down randomly. They didn't give any warning. Actually ran the class, and then a couple hours later they send out an email saying, it's starting effectively tomorrow. There's no more. And 2 weeks go by, and a few of the guys are writing like, where are we going to train? What are we going to do? And I'm like, I don't know. And then I was like, I guess I'll look into finding a place. And it just started from there. I was looking at first, just like this guy had a garage that he built on a farm, and that was going to be it. It's like a 20 by 20 space, super small. And I looked at it because I was just thinking, oh, it's just going to be a hobby. And then we found this really cool place that's an old dairy. So I live in New York. It's like a little bit upstate, so it's a lot of farmland. And so they redid this dairy barn, and they've made it retail. So there's like a yoga studio, nail salon, hair salon. But so I found a good space, and I, signed the contract with the girl I'm dating, and we opened them up. They spent right around 3 months now, going on 3 months. So,
and it looks like you're doing really good. I mean, I saw you have packages with like sauna and salt rooms or something like that. I saw you. I put a link for folks that listen. There's going to be a link to this academy in the description for everywhere this
cool.
plays. But like, yeah, talk about like, so is she like a partner with you and has like yoga or the steam room, whatever it is?
There's a yoga studio right next to us that's like a very established yoga studio. But she is basically like the face to the gym. She works like the front desk and gets all the kids ready for, because we do things. So we affiliated with Tony Passos, who's an Autos black belt with Andre Galval. So we sort of run it like the Autos guys do, and they do like a few check-ins, but like sort of cards. So she gets like all the stuff ready for the kids that they got to show their attendance cards, and anyone that comes in, she greets them and does that. So she's that. But no, right next to the yoga studio in the same barn is a it's called Sunstone Sanctuary, but they have a sauna in there, and then like acupuncture and cupping and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Where is this at? Like where are we talking?
Yeah, it's in Chester, New York.
Okay.
So closest big town is Middletown.
Okay, and then you said you coach in New Jersey. So like, what's your daily travel here? We're talking like I'm in California, so the idea of going state to state means we're talking hours and hours and hours. When you said upstate New York, I'm thinking like I've been to Buffalo. I know that's way up there, but do we lose you? Or are you still there?
We may have lost them. Let me just make a timestamp. I'll have to try to clump this up for audio. I mean, I timed it. It's an hour from me.
Here we go. Hey, you back?
Yeah, I don't know what that.
No worries, it happens. So what kind of travel? How many hours? How many miles? Is it trains? Is it cars? How are you getting around?
It's my poor car putting on tons of miles, but so I get up around 5:15, 5:30.
Yeah.
Drive to New Jersey, which takes like an hour and 10 minutes. I'm there. I luckily very blessed to have this another black belt with me that can help run the kids classes while I do wrestling, and so that I coach wrestling, and this all happened before I even signed the wrestling contract. So I was like, I cannot not help coach. But there's two of us for coaching. So a lot of times I leave like 15, 20 minutes early, and I
No, we lost him again. I mean, that's like the normal commute though. He keeps getting cut off. He's trying to come back.
Sorry.
There you go. That's all right.
Yeah, it says I have full. It's weird. And I'm like right next to the router. Like it said, get right next to the router.
That's all right. So yeah, I mapped it from like where I'm at, just to see, because I'd like to go check it out. And it's like an hour and 17 minutes from where I'm at in Jersey.
You should come January 19th and 20th. We got this really good guy coming for like a donation only seminar. His name's Caleb McAllister. He's like a
Mhm.
PG professional fight league, PGL like finalist, like won 80 cc's.
Oh wow.
He was a pro fighter for X amount of years. Very good.
Mm.
And he's part of like USA Wrestling. So
Oh
he
nice.
wrestled for them. So yeah, dude, you should come up. January 1920 is a Friday, Saturday if you can come.
Yeah, I'll see if I can squeeze it in. I mean, with my job, I teach at Brian's now too. So,
Yeah. How's that? Dude, Brian's gym looks awesome. I went to
yeah.
the
Well,
newer location.
yeah. I remember I saw you. I was surprised I didn't see you this past holiday season because
Yeah,
we
usually
always
I
get
come.
people from Florida and everywhere else dropping in that like started with us. But yeah, it's doing good. We're getting the second floor done, and Jimmy's supposed to be up there with kickboxing and stuff again. So it's like we're going full circle, you
Cool.
know. Yeah. But that's we still got a lot of work to do for the second floor. But as far as attendance and stuff, I mean, it seems like versus when we started jiu-jitsu, you can open a school now. It's almost like a pizzeria. You can open it and it'll be somewhat successful.
Yeah, knock
Because
on wood. We
yeah.
have the first month we didn't lose anything
Mm.
going in. I mean, besides putting all the money into the mats and stuff like that. But
That's what I was going to ask. It's funny you mentioned that. So, like, where you're located, you have a decent. Is there a decent? There's a decent pool of people that are willing that are open to that. And you mentioned open up like a pizzeria. I mean, there was a time where you kind of had to talk your way into certain towns and stuff if you wanted to put like a BJJ gym.
yeah,
Mhm.
And I'm sure there's still places in this country where you know backwoods places where you get questioned a little bit. Well, did you have any hoops you had to jump through, or was it real smooth? Just sign a lease
yeah,
and go.
yeah. Sign a lease and go. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I get nervous that like some building inspector or someone from the town's going to show up and be like, "You didn't do this, or that." But as of now, like the fire marshal, I believe, came in and was like, "You're good to go." And
Cool.
so far,
How about
And
how's getting insurance for something like that? Sorry, Ed, is it a big insurance coverage when you start bringing something in, or is it the waivers pretty much clear you as long as over normal liability?
yeah, so I had the liability insurance. Like, so the only thing that was required by the state was like the liability and had to be like I don't know what $1 million, but it's roughly like 75 bucks a month, something like
Oh,
that.
okay,
mm,
Yeah, so
cool.
yeah, not too bad.
yeah, and that's worth it. Especially, I mean, you could probably write that off or whatever. But like, as far as I mean, I know you're just getting going with the gym. But like long term, I mean, I know you've competed yourself. I mean, you're obviously coaching is in your blood. I mean, are you looking to get yourself out there in the like all circles competition team and all that stuff going for the guys in your gym? And is it just going to be jujitsu, or are you going to try to mix like other martial arts in there?
Yeah, great questions. Yeah, we have our first tournament March 2nd that we're going to compete as a team with. It's in New Jersey. It's with a organization called PBJJF. They're trying to be
Mm,
like a IBJJF. So I thought it'd be a good like stepping stone before we, hit the big leagues. So yeah, definitely competition. Um, as far as like other things, I do. What I'm nervous about up here that I've seen, and maybe you guys know better because obviously MMA is y'all's game. Um,
mhm,
what I've seen from up here is they've had the place I used to go to, they had like three different MMA instructors like come and go. And what I'm
mm,
nervous is like offering it. And then if they leave, like I don't know what I'm doing. So then I'm like, what do I do with these people? So I'm like,
yeah,
a lot of people ask for it. And I've had a couple people say, like, oh, this guy used to teach at the gym that you went to. But then I'm like, those guys like stayed, they came and went. So makes me a little nervous to,
yeah. And it is a common issue. I mean, if you think back about like back when you were training, when you and I were starting, we were at that little
yeah.
hole in the wall on 130. Like they're like striking instructors circled in and out. It's actually a really common issue and a legit concern. The way Brian handles it now, I mean, he's certified for striking like Olympic boxing, like striking to coach people. So he kind of covers a lot, and obviously he's got guys that do well with fighting. But the way he handles it now is like, he without losing anyone, it's like, this is your grappling conditioning or whatever, gym. And if you have to find a striking, instructor that's like nearby, that's what he's been doing now at least until we get the upstairs thing going. But I mean, that seems to be working okay. But this is a fresh crop of dudes that are trying to fight that we have now. So I don't know how that's gonna work. But I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I post the kid Jaden Adesso that wants to fight. He's pretty much going to be the litmus test of how this goes. And I put
Nice.
stuff on him on my Instagram and stuff like that. So, I mean, if he's winning and picking up W's instead of L's, then well, I guess it's a plan that works.
Yeah.
And you know how Brian is too when it comes to stuff like that, because he's very if you remember how Brian is, our instructor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's like super like flexible with he always finds a way. I mean, he's been running a jiu-jitsu school for almost 20 years now, so
Yeah, successful one too. It's good.
mm-hmm.
Especially with all the competition around there.
So how do you I mean, with your wrestling background, like and having to coach wrestling, like just to go back to Matt's question, how do you how I want to know where do you find the energy to like maintain your own training and then be there for your students? Because I mean, I'm 48 now, so I'm having issues like just trying to keep up with some people these days.
Yeah, all I think about is every time I'm like getting tired or think I'm like, one day I won't be able to do this. One day I won't be able to walk upstairs. One day, and I'm like, just show up every day until, the day you can't. So that sort of just keeps motivating me, and we have such a great group of guys that have joined so far. I think we have like close to 40 members now. And
Nice.
yeah, just is such a great group. Even the kids, like I was nervous. I was honestly nervous about doing kids classes because I teach all day and coach, and I was like, the last thing I want to do is go back and do like see more kids and younger. They're from like 5 to 11, but
Hmm.
they're actually like a really really fun group of kids, and it's nice. Yeah.
You say you got 40 guys right now, and then you got the kids. What kind of capacity are you able? I mean, what when I got into like jujitsu like early, like in the 90s and it wasn't so much
Nice.
jujitsu. It was like Valley Tudo, like just
Yeah.
it was with Mark Hall, the guy who fought in the early UFCs, and
Yeah.
some of the guys from the World
Yeah.
Valley Tudo championships and stuff like that. And um, uh, it attracted me because it was like a small group. It was like a family atmosphere. And then that kind of fell apart. And then the jujitsu boom hit, and it kind of turned me off because the idea of going to a gym and just being in a room and being another number in a room with 50 guys or girls just didn't appeal to me. And I was coming from kind of paying cheaper prices and stuff. So what do you think the secret is to keeping people involved and it still being like a close knit, but obviously you got to make money and numbers equal money. But at the same time, what do you think is a good number? Is there a formula where you think everything can kind of come together and it be a good number of a class?
See, man, that's something I look at, like when I project, like where do I see us from 3 to 5 years? Like what you just described, and you're in California,
Yeah,
right?
Southern
Yeah,
California. Yeah.
which is all that's like where everything started, pretty much, I feel like.
Mhm.
But we're at the phase we're in now is exactly what you said. Like it's like such a family, close knit, like group of members, and that's what I get nervous. Like we've talked about, like I have a affiliate that we're affiliated with, those guys. I talked to one of the guys that's an affiliate in Alabama who runs a very successful gym, and he tells me like he had guys come in, and he does MMA, and he's had guys go to the UFC, and he's sort of like he said he's like over that like goal of like, let me get
Mhm.
the next guy to the UFC. And he's like, if there's
Mhm.
someone that comes in and they're like, I want to, I want to roll for an hour. How long do you guys roll for? And he's just like, hey, I don't know if this gym's for you. And he's like, don't worry about like just letting people go. He's like, keep
Mhm.
whatever academy vibe you want, keep it, and let lose the money, let people leave. Like if this is not what you want, and And so like I've had to like think about what do I do when someone comes in and they're not really matching, and he's like, don't
Mm,
worry about just saying, hey, this academy might not be right for you. Now for the right number, I don't know, you're right, like I don't want it to be another number. um what sucks with my schedule is I don't have time to like I look at other gym schedules and it's like beginners at 5,
mm,
intermediate at 6 or 7, and they have all these classes. So I'm sort of like combining everything right now. But I think eventually, I don't know if I do wrestling next year because I don't think I'd be able to.
mm,
I was also going to grad school as well for another degree. So I just stopped it for this upcoming semester.
mm.
Um, but I think I have to just tone back on some stuff, but to try to offer more classes, maybe to spread it out. But I mean, Matt, like exactly what you asked is like something I've been thinking about. Like, what do I do when that family vibe isn't there anymore, or what can I do to keep it?
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. I don't know. Maybe if you, I mean, just brainstorming the idea of like having that core group where they have like their own classes, and you set
Yeah,
some time. You know what I mean? Where it's not just and you have your other ones where people are just coming in to get a workout for the day. But I think you guys, I know the camaraderie among jujitsu guys and stuff. It seems to me if you come in there, and if you're especially thinking of like when I was in my 20s and stuff, I'd want to go in there and feel like I was part of a team, or you know,
yeah,
even if I'm not
Mm.
fighting and competing, just having teammates that are competing and it being close knit where everybody knows your name, everybody knows your last name, everybody knows if what your hobbies are, that kind of thing. It was always a thing that kind of seems like it faded when everything kind of popped in like the 2000s. So
yeah.
it would be great if you're able to financially work that and then work it out where you're able to contribute to people's lives in that, because it brings so much to
It
people to
does.
have that sense of you know camaraderie or family feelings,
Yeah,
to be able to go to, and it makes people want to show up. It's not a
exactly.
chore. It's not a chore.
Yeah,
You're
and the good thing, like in my situation, like the gym is almost secondary. Like I don't need it to survive because I already have a job. So it's not like it's sort of good where I don't have to explode with the numbers.
Mhm.
Like when it does explode and all the people are like, this is my living. I need to, get as many people in. Like I don't have to rush because like right now we're breaking even if not over. So there's no like urgency. It's sort of nice to like keep it. We grow like we just signed up
Mhm.
3 new people this week, but so we're like slowly growing, but at the same time, I don't have to like market everywhere, like just accept anyone who walks in and hound
Yeah.
people to come, even though they might not be there's people that are gonna. I get emails all the time that are like, "Hey, I'm so interested in doing this," and then you write them and they never write back. But if they don't write back, I don't have to hound them to like,
Yeah.
"Come on in, you got
Yeah.
to try this class," And then eventually, even if they did come in and they signed up, they were, they might not ever come. But I want like people who are consistent, that are like minded, that enjoy company. It's been a really cool like family feeling at the gym for sure.
Yeah, and that's it's funny that like talking about that feeling, like that's I think that's at the end of the day that's what makes a successful gym when you look at how we started with Brian, how Brian's been able to do it for so long, and what you said what you said led you into this. It's what you don't want,
Yeah,
when you talk about the drama and the stuff and the people stealing money. Nobody wants to be around that. That makes for a bad environment. People just want to be around someplace, where they all have the same goal. Like I I've been to like places in Florida, and I talk to other gyms, and you always hear about these things like that. And when I talk to the guys from Advanced, and we talk about it, we hear about it, we're just like, what's up? Whatever happened to just doing jujitsu and having fun? Like, why do all these other things happen? And I think because of the way you are too, I don't see I see you doing well because you already know like what people are looking for, having done it so long for yourself. But I think if you just keep that vibe that you have, I mean, like Brian posted all the time on social media, no, all nothing but good vibes. As long as you have a place where it just feels good to be there and sweat and train and learn together, I think that's all you need. I mean, like you said, the numbers will come in as long as the people keep coming.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah, what did Brian always say? He'd always say like, "All day, son."
All day, son. Yeah.
He always
You
had
know,
like some funny thing to say.
yeah, no, that was his that's like his catchphrase.
Yeah.
I got a couple I still have the t-shirts and stuff here for that where he says that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that literally became like the gym's catchphrase. But like, I mean, if you ever have a doubt or need advice, he's definitely somebody that would help you out. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
you know, we remember back in the day when you used to run to the gym from, you know, you would come jogging to the gym to train and then jog home because you always had this this energy about you to want to just keep doing stuff. And I think if you infect that energy into everything you do, like with, you know, with the relationship and the move to New York and this gym, I think you'll be successful, man, because the place looks beautiful too. Again, the link's in the description, but I was looking at the pictures and I'm like, you're talking about the farm theme and stuff like that. I'm always jealous of better looking gyms, and I'm yours is definitely one of them.
Where you live in? Yeah, I know. Two Jersey guys here. I'm not gonna go in on Jersey, but no, you. How do you freeze again?
Yeah, he
I
froze
thought he was
again, but
admiring your question.
yeah, but what were
No,
you gonna say about?
talking barns and stuff. I was gonna take a shot at you in New Jersey about beauty and stuff like that, but
Oh yeah,
uh,
well, because we don't have a lot of good. Like, you can take a shot. I'll agree with you.
I
We
know,
don't
I know.
we don't have a lot of good looking shit in
I
New
was coming
Jersey.
in cheap.
No, dude, I say it. If you watch me on Twitter, I literally shit on New Jersey as often as I can. I don't fucking
Oh,
like it here.
I know. That's funny.
That's why
That's
I'm always
funny.
trying to leave. I mean, that's why when the weather's nice and I can get somewhere, I go to New York. It's the closest out of state place I can get to. But yeah, man. I mean, we lost Dave again, but yeah, his gym is really good looking, and that whole barn theme. I thought that I think that like there's a place called Woodland Jiu-Jitsu. I forget where they're located, and I follow them on Instagram, and they literally like the walls look like the woods. So
Well,
here
that's
we
I'm
cool.
go.
sorry, guys.
It's all good.
That's all
So
right.
sorry.
That's all right. But hey man, if you got anything that you want to like plug, like that, because I know you mentioned the seminar that you have. It's a charity thing. Can you just give us the details on that again?
Yeah, we got a guy named Caleb McAllister. He's a previous pro fighter. He's part of USA wrestling team,
Mm,
ADCC finalist. He just had like a super fight with Jacob Couch,
mm,
which went 20 minutes, but he ended up losing. But he went the whole distance, which is awesome. Very good Nogi guys coming up for a 2-day seminar. Donation only. Friday and Saturday, January 19th and 20th.
mm.
Um, the next thing we have, I mean, I guess that's about it. Yeah.
I thought you were gonna do that was wrestling stuff you were telling me about this morning about the you're coaching for a wrestling tournament or something too, right?
I mean, I coach at the school
Oh,
that
okay.
I'm at, but
No, you said
um,
something on March 2nd.
oh yeah, so March 2nd is going to be our first team tournament as a jiu-jitsu academy. So we're going to go to the PBJJF tournaments in New Jersey. It's probably on at probably like 40 minutes from me, 30 minutes. I think it's like northern Jersey, like Wayne area, somewhere around
Mm-hmm.
there.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
follow their Instagram too. They do a lot of they get a lot of exposure, so it looks fun too. It looks like a good
yeah,
tournament.
yeah. I've refed a lot of tournaments, and one of my previous friends who refs a lot of the tournaments too. He said that he's done a couple of theirs, and they're really good. Like they're trying to be like very professional and on time and clean, and it seems like a great organization.
And did you? I saw. I just followed you on Instagram. All Circles Jiu-Jitsu is on Instagram. Is there anywhere else folks should be following that are in the area might want to sign up?
Yeah, I mean, we're allcirclesjj.com, and we got Facebook and Instagram right now. Still trying to learn all the social media uh, things to do. I try to make the join Canva and started making like little graphics and made our website. It looks pretty good. But yeah, always stop in the academy. It's at the everyone in the town knows it as the Big Red Barn. It's this very iconic like old dairy
That's so
farm barn
cool.
that's there. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
so
cool.
cool.
All the
Yeah.
railings are like where the cows used to be kept in. It's like the gates that they used to use, but it's all the railings and stuff. It's really cool.
Cool,
What's
man. Go
you
ahead.
take the Parkway to get there from my area, right? or
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I
yeah?
I would, because you're still in New Brunswick, North Brunswick area.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do 287 too, straight
Oh,
there.
okay. All
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
287
No.
pretty goes right to it.
Might have to do a road trip with some of the younger guys that like to travel. It's always good to
Yeah,
check out other schools too, and plus we got history. I actually got one last question for you, just as
yeah.
because you're having this guy come in, and I have it written down with the whole Atos affiliation. I know Galvao has dudes that compete in one championship, and they're coming here a couple times this year, September in Colorado and Atlanta, Georgia in November.
Mm.
Um, would you anybody that wanted to do like sub only, these big super fights? Is there folks already like interested in doing that in your gym, or is that something that you could see even yourself doing? I mean, you're younger than I am, I think, so maybe you still got a few more competitions in you to kind of like get on a big stage.
Yeah, well, I mean, everyone keeps asking, like, when are you going to compete again? Because I've competed, as you know, from
Hmm.
as a white belt all the way to black belt, and then
Yeah,
when I did my last IBJJF, Charlotte, as a black belt, but that was like right around like the COVID time, and since
yeah.
COVID, I haven't really, I tore my MCL. I just
Hmm.
taken it a little easy, and I haven't gotten back into it. But I think I want to get back in the circuit. I will say it's sort of hard because our guys are good, but I don't get to train as much anymore because usually I'm watching because there's a lot of new people.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't really get to train as much. But the guys are getting good, so hopefully that's gonna help me out as an advantage. But yeah, one day I'll get back there. I remember I did my first tournament after 3 months with you. I did the Naga Worlds, and then
Yeah.
since then haven't stopped. It was like 2008, and
Yeah.
then from then,
Yeah. That's old school, man. That's back when we had Ricardo was in the UFC, and Jay McLean, I think, fought in Strike Force at Elite XC back then. But yeah.
Nice.
I think we're having connection issue with Dave again, but
Well,
what?
I think he probably should sign out. I know he's had a long day. Uh,
Yeah.
so fans can check out the show at Combat Hour on Twitter, Coast to Coast Combat Hour on Instagram. Follow me, Matthew Hawkins, at MMAHawk21 on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Ed at Carbazol on Twitter, Carbeerzol on Instagram, Old Head Carb on Twitch. And a quick shout out to my buddy Gio down in Ecuador. Stay safe, brother. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on down there. If you didn't see the news yesterday, in his town, so stay safe down there, man. He's a hardcore MMA fan. He's flying up here for the Cheeto Vera fight in Miami. But yeah, stay safe down there, you and
Uh,
your family, brother. We'll be thinking about you.
and if you're in New York and Chester, New York, and you want to check out some jiu-jitsu, all Circles Jiu-Jitsu, links in the description. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we did just get through a nasty storm up here.
It happens. It happens. Thanks for
All
listening,
right.
everyone.